There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to something totally new that I have personally never done. I'm going to do a mukbang. These videos can be really fun. You basically watch people eat and they talk while they're eating, so it's kind of like having dinner or having lunch, or in my case it's lunch. Today I'm going to be doing a Fit Friday as well, so I'm going to be updating you on my fitness progress, weight loss update, what I've been doing, CrossFit, and also I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions if you want anything answered, so I'm going to be answering some of your questions. And today I'm having this beautiful, a really big lunch because I'm actually going to training tonight, and this will be like my main meal of the day. I've got my Rammstein concert cup. This is a homemade fruit iced tea, completely sugar-free, and I make this myself. I use just fruit tea, which I make like regular, and I let it steep overnight basically, and in the morning I strain it, put it into this jug, and then I add just like basically the tea comes like all the way up to here, and then I add about this much orange juice. So it really is just a tiny bit of orange juice in comparison to here, because this is basically all just like water from the tea. And then I add some stevia drops to it, and then I have my sugar-free drink. And I drink a lot of water, but when I want a little bit of flavor, instead of buying like flavored water or like diet soda, I'll drink that because there's nothing really chemical in it. So this is kind of what I like to call my taco salad, and you can do this with anything. Basically anything that you like to put in your taco, you make it into a big salad. Oh my god, so good. I love making these kinds of salads that have just like a lot of stuff on them, because basically just the lettuce leaves. The lettuce leaves are great for like physically filling up your stomach. So the lettuce basically contains like almost no calories, just a lot of water in there. So that kind of gives the volume to the salad, and like the vegetables and stuff gives the volume to physically make you feel full, like you filled your stomach all the way to the top with food. I've done this with chicken also on the top, kind of more like a chicken fajita salad. I've also done it with fish, like a fish taco. And this is basically the first thing I've eaten today. I had a big coffee this morning, big iced coffee, sugar-free of course, but yeah, I make my iced coffee myself here. Basically, this is like my sort of main meal of the day. Oh my god, this is so good. And the avocado makes it nice and creamy and filling as well. So much has happened since my last fitness update. You guys know I have been going to CrossFit regularly since January of this year. I started going back super regularly. I go 3 times a week. Sometimes I go, additionally to that, I've been going running, although I haven't been doing that so much lately because I don't really have any good running shoes anymore. My running shoes that I used to run in, they are just dead. Like they're so old. So I had to get rid of them, and I haven't really found a good replacement. I make more progress actually in CrossFit fitness wise than just going running. I feel like running is fine, but it really is just a very one-sided way of exercising. It's just cardio, and I feel like there's a lot of impact on my joints when I go run. Like I can run fairly long now. I can run about 8 kilometers, which for me, that's like a decent amount. That's not like nothing. When I run longer than that, I get like sore hips and sore joints. And so I know like it is a high impact kind of sport on my body. Because in CrossFit, you do so many different types of activity. Like you do really heavy Olympic weightlifting, but then you also do conditioning, high intensity interval. Like you do a crazy amount of effort in a really short amount of time. I feel like I'm really progressing. And I feel like now I'm at a level I can actually do a lot of stuff at the gym, where at the beginning when I started, you know, I just wasn't able to do a lot because I was so out of shape, and just because didn't have a lot of strength. I don't know, I've just been noticing a lot of progress on my fitness level. And that of course has translated, my body has like really changed a lot. For a while I was really kind of frustrated because I wasn't noticing any changes on the scale. Like I'd go on the scale, not every day, but every couple days or maybe once a week or something, I'd go on the scale. And just like nothing was happening, or not a whole lot was happening. And so I was getting really frustrated, and I thought like, what am I doing wrong? Like I've been eating so healthy, and you know, trying to limit my alcohol and like really cutting down on sugar a lot. Like that's the major change I've done, is just not eating so much sugar. I wasn't seeing any results on the scale. I went to my attic and pulled out my boxes of summer clothes and also clothes that hadn't fit me anymore. I had that box again of like clothes that I used to wear and they didn't fit because I gained a bunch of weight and stuff. And I ended up putting on a pair of pants like that had been really, like a pair of jeans that had been really tight on me, and I did up the pants and they just fit perfectly, even though the last time I tried them on, I'd been the exact same amount of weight on the scale. Let's say your scale says whatever, 140 or 130 pounds, whatever, let's just make up a number. So let's say your scale says 130 pounds and then you put on a pair of pants and they don't fit. A couple weeks later, your scale still says 130 pounds, you put those same pants on again and they fit absolutely perfectly. Then obviously something is happening in your body that you can see, like there's progress being made even though it's not showing up on the scale. So what I noticed is I was able to like wear basically clothes that hadn't fit me in a really long time, even though the scale wasn't really showing a whole lot. So what's happening basically is I'm burning fat, and as I'm putting on muscle from the weight training, so the weight training is making me build muscle. So the muscles are heavy, right? So muscle fiber is quite dense and so it's heavy. That's why there hasn't really been any changes on the scale. There has been some change, but not like drastic, you know what I mean? A few weeks ago, I was like the same number on the scale for so long. I was like, what the heck? But then that made me realize like I shouldn't get demotivated just from, you know, the number. So I kind of just stopped going on scale. And like I didn't go on the scale again for like a really long time. Recently, a couple days ago, I went back on the scale and I dropped another like 2 kilograms. I hadn't even been paying attention. I just been kind of like continuing what I'm doing. And I talked about this in another Fit Friday. I've just been kind of doing the same thing. I eat like 2 big meals a day. Like this will be like my major meal of the day. I'll probably have like another smaller meal after my training tonight. So I have training, I have weight training, or I have CrossFit from 7 to 8. So when I get home, I'll probably have another little meal. Just needs a little bit of salt. And that's been working for me because that way I feel like super satisfied, like after a big meal like this, and I feel like I'm really filling up my stomach like all the way to the top, you know what I mean? Like this looks like super huge, this portion. It's not so calorie dense because, like it's probably about 500 or 600 calories. That's what I'm thinking. If you eat 2 meals of 600 calories, that's really only 1,200 calories. Like that's not a whole lot of food. So sometimes I will have a snack like after the training, so I come to around like 1,400 or 1,500 calories, depending on the day. And 1,400 calories, if you're training and going to like a heavy workout session, like you're gonna be burning more energy that day than you're putting in. So it's really all about just what you're burning, how many calories you put in your body versus how many you burn. It's not like some scientific crazy method. You could probably even lose weight eating McDonald's or something. Not advisable. I'm not saying that's the way to go, but if you were tracking your calories and you were eating 1,200 calories at McDonald's, you could probably still lose weight. But, you know, don't go that route. I'm not saying that's healthy because it's obviously not. You know, there's so much junk ingredients. This is obviously super healthy because there's a lot of like vegetables. Whoo, I just had a jalapeno, which was really spicy. For me, what's just worked is like big voluminous meals. Like you can see, this is a big portion, because then I feel satisfied. I don't really feel satisfied if my like snack or something is like this small, or like, you know, tiny little snacks that don't fill me up. Not like sickly full, not like after Christmas meal or something like that, you know, but just when I feel nice and full and I know like I put good stuff in my body. And then I go like a long period without eating anything, because you don't need to constantly fuel your body. If you've got something in your body that's gonna fuel you, you don't need to like eat every 10 minutes or something. A lot of you guys have been actually also asking me how much weight I've actually lost. A number is not always a good indication of actually progress, especially if you're once at a level where you're not like severely obese. Like if you are morbidly obese, yes, you need to drop a lot of weight because that's not healthy to be morbidly obese. But once you're kind of in a sort of normal range, then it's not really so much about like dropping a ton of weight. It's more about like getting more fit, getting more healthy, eating better foods, working out. But so like I said, I've noticed more changes that I've seen like I don't know, I've just seen a lot of changes, but have not necessarily translated on the scale. But as to date, I've lost about, hang on, I went on scale this morning, 9 kilograms. Okay, so 9 kilograms is 19.8 pounds. So it's almost 20 pounds. That sounds a lot better. 20 pounds seems more than 9 kilograms. So yeah, I've dropped about 9 kilograms and I've put on muscle. So I've actually noticed like, I've lost about 2 dress sizes or pant sizes. I'm getting so much stronger. I don't know if any of you guys do weightlifting. If you do deadlift, my max is 85 kilograms in deadlift, although I haven't done a deadlift in a while, so maybe it's more now. Back squat, I can back squat 75 kilograms at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, just feeling overall more fit. One of the main reasons I wanted to get back to exercising is because of my back pain. You guys know I've been struggling with back pain for years and years. Since I started going back to CrossFit and just working out regularly, my back pain has pretty much like gone away. But as soon as I stopped working out, like last week I was really, or like a week ago, I was really sick and I was, you know, I just had a cold and just felt really crummy, and I was just at home lying either on the sofa or lying in bed. At the end of that week, basically because I didn't go work out, obviously during that time when I was sick, just had such terrible backache again because I wasn't doing anything. I think it's just the lack of movement is just so detrimental to our overall health. Yeah, so I was like really happy to get back to it. And it's something I genuinely look forward to now. Like tonight, I already know who's gonna be in the class. Like we have this app where you can see who else is gonna be in the class that evening. So it's like all my buddies are there. My CrossFit buddies will be there. It's something that I'm just like really excited about. Of course I have those days where I'm like not so motivated, especially if it's like a workout I'm not crazy about. In which case, if it's really something I don't wanna do, then it's like, sometimes I'll cancel, and just book another day. That seems to be happening less and less because I feel like I'm getting more confident at the actual exercises that we're doing in CrossFit, and now I'm at a level where I can actually do most of the stuff. I'm at a level now where I feel like I can do basically everything in some format. It might be modified, but at least I can do it. And actually, I've been enjoying it so much, so this Saturday, I'm doing this like Swiss team challenge. So it's like a voluntary thing, you could sign up for it. It's like this weekend thing on Saturday, it's gonna be the whole day, it's like a bunch of teams. You can sign up for a team, and then it's gonna be like a whole day from 9 in the morning until 6 p.m. It's gonna be like a whole event. I think there's 3 workouts. So you do 3 workouts in teams, and then there's gonna be like fun stuff too. There's like a barbecue and just like socialization as well. So it's kind of like a day of CrossFit exercise, but also fun with your friends. So yeah, I like signed up for that because I feel like I'm really fit at the moment. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, I can do this stuff now, and it's so fun doing it in teams because you feel so much more motivated. And on top of that, this week I'm still doing my normal 3 sessions. So I'm doing CrossFit 3 times this week, and then on Saturday, it's gonna be like a whole day. Like it sounds crazy, but I'm actually like really enjoying it. So I think it really is just, you have to find something you like, and it is something I really enjoy, and I like the people there. You know, it's like at the beginning, I didn't really know anybody. Well, I knew like my one friend because we signed up to do it together, but I didn't really know anyone else. But now I know the names of almost everybody there, and it's like you kind of talk and socialize. So it's kind of like a mixture of like socialization and like having fun, but you're all like sweating together. You're all like suffering together through these workouts. So it's been like really fun for me. Like a lot of people always ask me like they're nervous, like there's something that they have been interested in, but they're nervous and like they think they might not be fit enough. So you need to find a CrossFit gym with a really good trainer. Most CrossFit gyms that I know of, they'll have like a trial day where you can go in and do like a free session just to try it out. So just go and see how it is for you. But CrossFit is really made to be for any level, especially entry level. We have a couple of people, you know, when they start out, they're not very fit at all. And the coach, like if it's a good CrossFit coach, he or she will show that person how to modify moves. So there, of course, there's gonna be stuff that you won't be able to do. Like some things will just be way too difficult for you because you just don't have the strength, you don't have the endurance, etc. So if you have a good CrossFit trainer, that person will show you how to modify so that you can eventually build up the strength to be able to do the unmodified version. And that's how it was for me. In the beginning, I had to modify like almost everything. Not everything, but like a lot of the moves were just way too difficult for me. And I just kept doing it. So you start going from the modified version and then you build up your strength, and at some point you'll be able to do the unmodified version because you've built up like your strength and your conditioning. It really is made to be a sport that anyone can do, regardless of your fitness level. It will be challenging at the first. I mean, it still is challenging for me now, but it'll be a little bit sort of maybe frustrating in the beginning because it is very tough. You can do it, but it's gonna be tough. But the more you do it, the more like confidence you'll gain, and the stronger you'll get, and your conditioning, like the improvement you see is just crazy how fast you see an improvement. And so the beginning, I would say, is quite kind of, I don't want to say discouraging, but it can be kind of like challenging. Because you just, you know, you'll be in a class and maybe there won't be any other people who are on your level. So like what I did is I signed up with a friend who was also totally out of shape. So we were kind of like both totally out of shape. So that helped because in the beginning, we would always partner up together because often you'll be doing partner workouts. So we would do it together because we were both like not very at an advanced level. So you could try doing it with a friend. I think that's like a really good idea. But usually in the classes, you will find somebody in your class who will be at a similar level than you will. So like now I kind of have a couple workout buddies who are kind of on the same level as I am. In a CrossFit class, usually you have people of all variations. So you'll have the super fit people and you have like total beginners and everything in between. I just realized that before I got a total food baby from all this food. So these shorts, I don't know if you can tell, these used to be like really tight on me. They look a little bit strange because I've been sitting them in them. They look really frumpy now because they're also this t-shirt. It's like too big for me now. You see, they look frumpy because they're basically too big for me. I have to size at least one size down, if not two. These shorts used to be very tight on me. You know, I could barely button them up. They were very tight. This t-shirt, I bought this in, you guys saw me buy this shirt. And what I do now is because the shirt is now almost too big for me, I bought this when I started like going into CrossFit, just having more workout clothes. So I just do a little knot here in the front to kind of make it look a little less bulky so I don't have to like buy all new clothes, because I mean, these shorts make me look bigger than I am just because they're not the right size. I don't want to like buy a bunch of clothing if I'm still going to be dropping weight, so you can kind of see. I know that I'm still losing weight, so it's like, it's kind of annoying because at some point it's like, okay, you want to enjoy what you've worked for. I don't like the fact that I'm wearing these shorts and they make me look frumpy. He has a collar on, by the way, because he has a hot spot, so he's not allowed to scratch, so it kind of is better than those e-collars. You want to enjoy the results that you've worked hard for, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to buy like clothing now if maybe in a couple months, like I might drop another pant size. Like that's so wasteful. And I know some people say, well, you can go thrifting. We don't really have any good thrift stores like here. Salvation Army kind of thrift stores. And they don't have any nice clothes. Like they'll have like clothes that are literally from like some grandmother's closet that passed away. At what point do you like go out and buy new clothes? I asked you guys to send me questions on Instagram. Here are some of your questions. What supplements should we take while doing weight loss? So here's the thing. Supplements is a huge industry. There are literally like so many supplements that you can buy nowadays on the market, and most of them are actually totally unnecessary. I would say, unless you've really been diagnosed with some kind of deficiency, I would try to make a conscientious effort to eat a balanced, healthy diet and not take any supplements at all. There's this app that I tried, it's called Chronometer, and I used it for a while. You can literally put in everything you eat, and it gives you a breakdown of not only calories, but also all the minerals and vitamins, all that stuff that's in your food. I could see that I was eating not very much iron. So I started supplementing, not an iron supplement, I started eating a little bit more red meat. I started eating some organ meats like liver. And I also added in some seeds like pumpkin seeds, for example. They're very high in iron. The only supplement that I'm currently taking is magnesium. And the reason I'm taking that is because sometimes because of my really high intense like workouts, sometimes my magnesium gets depleted, and you need magnesium for like proper muscle functioning. I think the supplement industry is a huge money making industry, and they tell you, oh, you need to take this supplement, but the reality is that sometimes your body has a hard time ingesting supplements. So sometimes if let's say you're low on iron, so for example, you need to take an iron supplement, maybe it's been diagnosed by your doctor, your body has a harder time ingesting iron from a tablet than it does from a food source. So it's always better to get all your nutrients from the food rather than just like taking a bunch of supplements. Like supplements are not going to fix a bad diet. So, you can't just like, eat crap and then take a bunch of supplements and think that that's healthy, because it really isn't. And your body might not even really be ingesting those supplements. How did you do it to eat less? I'm struggling with that. This was for me the toughest part because I totally overate. I ate so many more calories than I actually needed. Right now, the fact that I'm losing weight means I'm actually in a caloric deficit. So if I were at my like ideal weight, I would just be eating the exact amount. I would probably be eating more because I would be eating the exact amount of calories that I needed to maintain that weight. Going into a caloric deficit to lose weight, that was for me like the toughest part in the beginning. Now I don't find it so hard because your body adjusts to eating less food. I feel like we totally have been programmed to overeat. We eat like around a lot of social interactions. Like a lot of our social interactions are sort of focused around food when you think about it. And so we kind of get in this habit of just like eating more than our bodies really need. And that's why we end up gaining weight, right? Especially most people who live like sort of sedentary, not super active lifestyles. Like something that I did is I would eat really calorie dense food like straight before going to bed. Like I would eat either a rich dessert right before bed, or I would, just have like toast with honey on it or something, like just something to finish that like sweet craving. I do feel like I eat less now because I'm not snacking in between. So I eat like these, you can see I eat this like big volume meal, and I just don't snack in between. So you just need to find out what works for you. For some people it might work better to eat lots of little meals throughout the day so that you never get that feeling of hunger. But I actually enjoy that feeling because then when I get hungry, I like really look forward to my next meal, and then I eat another like big meal and I feel very satisfied. After a while, your body gets used to not overeating all the time. I eat like my 2 main meals a day. I try not to snack in between. And I now don't really get super hungry anymore, like in between those main meals. Like I'll be hungry for my next meal because I'll either have worked out or I'll have taken my dog on a long walk, and then I'll be like ready for more calories. I don't get those, I'm gonna try to say like wrong hunger cues, because I feel like the more you eat, the hungrier you are all the time, because you're training your body to like always want food. I'm not gonna lie, like the first like couple weeks were kind of hard, especially the no more eating at night, like no more eating straight before going to bed. It's like the dumbest time to eat. But it gets easier. You just have to get over that like hump. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect all the time. On the weekends, like we'll have a barbecue party with friends, or we'll do something, and like, sure, I know I'm probably consuming more. So then what I do is I either make sure I go training the next day. Like what I did is like on the weekend, we had that barbecue feast with friends. So the next day I booked a CrossFit session, a long one. It was a 1.5 hour CrossFit session because I know I'm gonna be burning tons of calories. Or maybe the next day, just don't eat as much. Maybe do intermittent fasting for half the day and then just eat like a nice, normal, balanced dinner. One of the questions was like, how do I not feel guilty after overeating or after, oh yeah, one question was about binging. Do you have days where you just binge everything, and how do you deal with it? I've never had a relationship to food where I was binging. So for me, binge eating is something that I've never dealt with. And I'm talking about like consuming like kind of like an entire table worth of food, eating it all, and then some people might be purging after, and that really goes sort of more into eating disorder. I've never had that, but I've had just cases where I just like ate like crap the whole day and just didn't really care what I was putting in my mouth. Sure, we all have that now and then. I have that less now. I don't get the same enjoyment from it as I used to. I don't feel like I need it. I've gotten into this routine. I've been doing this, it's like, 6 months now? I've been doing this total lifestyle change, going to trainings that I don't know, I just haven't really felt the need to like eat like complete, I don't know. Like I'm not trying to say I've never eaten something unhealthy, because I do. I've definitely, you know, when I invite friends around, I baked a cake. And have I eaten a McDonald's since January? I'm not sure. I'm not a big like McDonald's junk food person, but I've definitely had like chocolate and chocolate cake and stuff since then. But it's just about balance. I don't feel guilty afterwards. That's the worst thing, is like eating food and then feeling guilt. Like that's not a good way to have a relationship with food. If I have chocolate cake, well then the next day or that day, maybe I'll go for a run or I go to CrossFit. So yeah, it's just about finding balance. What have you cut on your diet to fortify your weight loss journey? Snacking, just unmindful snacking. If I'm really hungry, like if I'm really feeling hunger pangs, then yes, I will have a snack, because my body's trying to tell me, look, you need to eat something. But I would just snack sometimes throughout the whole day. I would just be constantly snacking here and there, and you're consuming so many extra calories just like snacking mindlessly. And the other thing that I've just really greatly reduced is sugar. Like I said, I love sweet things, but yeah, I drink mostly water. If I have something like flavorful, I'll make this tea, which has no sugar in it, except for that like little bit of orange juice up here, because herbal fruit tea doesn't contain calories, because the calories from the fruit doesn't transfer to the water. Really carby, starchy food. So, you know, noodles, yeah, like pasta, bread, pizza, yeah, stuff like that. Potatoes, I have had them now and then, but I try not to eat them too much, because I feel like it's just adding a lot of energy that I'm not burning. So I've mainly been eating like low carb. I wouldn't say it's keto. Keto is like super strict. I'm just saying low carb, because I just don't like all these silly labels. I use still intermittent fasting. I guess the idea of eating 2 meals a day at like set amounts of time is basically intermittent fasting. I'm not like super strict with it. I eat lunch and I eat dinner, and that's worked out really well for me. Like, let's say I know I'm gonna spend all day here in the house, well, except for taking my dog for a walk, but if I know I'm like sitting on my computer editing videos or maybe filming a video, I'm not getting like a ton of movement, then I'll sometimes skip lunch. Not every day, but maybe once a week or so, I'll skip lunch, so then I don't eat anything. Like I'll have my coffee in the morning, but then I don't eat anything until like an early dinner. Then I'll eat dinner maybe like 4:35 or something like that. I basically fasted the whole day, and that's especially great. Like sometimes I'll eat dinner early at like 5, and then I go to CrossFit at 7, and that has actually really helped me reduce my caloric intake. If that day you're kind of sedentary, like I say, if you're maybe just at the office or not like doing physical activity, then you don't really need those calories, because you know, you probably ate dinner the night before, so it's not like you're gonna keel over and die because you skipped one meal. Yeah, it's just all about balance. Like I'm not doing that obviously every day, because then you're totally not eating enough, but once in a while I will do that still. One question is, how do I deal with like super strong hunger pangs? I don't really get those anymore. Doing that sort of intermittent fasting, or the sort of very scheduled eating. I eat at around 11:30 in the morning, and I eat, usually if I go training, I eat around at 5 p.m. I don't get those crazy hunger pangs anymore. Your body gets like in this rhythm. It knows exactly when it's getting food. If you guys want to see more of these types of videos, do let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, and I wish you guys so much luck on your own health, fitness, weight loss, whatever journey, whatever path you're on. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.